So let's talk about Half Moon Bay because it's hard not to right now. It's hard not to recognize what happened in Half Moon Bay and the tragedy that occurred there. And I'll tell you, this is my first public talk since Half Moon Bay occurred, where one of the farm workers killed some other farm workers at a mushroom farm. It's so hard to hear someone like Gavin Newsom, who seems for the most part to be very in touch with what's going on in the state, be shocked at the conditions in which the farm workers were living. I've been speaking for my entire 15 years about the way that farm workers in the state of California live. Many are homeless, many live in cardboard boxes, many live in pickup trucks. Only a small percentage live in the labor camps. The conditions in which they live is deplorable. Now, obviously, there's no way in the world I would ever say killing somebody is okay. But you can understand the fear somebody might experience if they make $9 an hour or so, to being told that they're going to get $100 fine. Because that's what the headlines keep saying is all of the shooting was over $100, as if $100 isn't a lot of money. And those types of headlines speak with privilege. They speak with as if $100 is not a lot of money. That is heartbreaking that there's no empathy for what's happening there. And then again, we're learning more about the passing of the buck of who's responsible for where they live and how they live. It's like this void when it comes to the people who basically are putting food on the tables of people in this country. What's happening in Half Moon Bay is I hopeful. I mean, I said this though when farm workers were considered essential workers during the lockdown, that there will be some recognition for the farm workers and all that they're doing and all that they're doing without. So again, we watch this with hope, but with also more determination to use it as a way to force some type of change in this state when it comes to farm workers, their housing, their lives in which they go, what they're putting up with. I mean, I don't know how many of you have really experienced needing to pay amount of money that you simply know you do not have, and the amount of fear and whose responsibility that really comes from. If one worker hit that farm worker's tractor, why would it be the farm workers that are responsible for that? Like, who trained them? One, this is the thing that I always don't understand is I'm very much for free healthcare. I'm for free education. I believe in all of that. But what I don't understand is why the state continuously allows growers to get away with not paying workers a living wage, to where the state has to say, well, we'll build labor camps because we know you aren't paying them enough. So state will build a labor camp so you don't have to continue to pay them enough. How they can go into a location like in Half Moon Bay and see the conditions they're working in and not already fine and charge and put in jail the people who were forcing other human beings to live that way, much less the human beings that were making them money. It's inexcusable.